So now I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the example that I created for an annotated bibliography entry. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this link. So this right here, let me make this a little bigger. This right here is an example of one single annotation for one source. So remember, your first annotated bibliography installment will have two sources in total. So you'll do this, all of this, twice for two different sources. And your second AnBib installment, you'll have three sources. So you'll do this whole thing 3 times for 3 different sources. So up at the top here, I just have my normal MLA heading, right? So writer's name, professor's name, class, and then the date the project is due. And then here I have a title for my annotated bibliography, and my title right here, failing forward, that is just a phrase that from one of the sources for this kind of hypothetical project I'm planning on using. It's just a phrase borrowed from that source. I thought it encapsulated the overall theme between the sources. And then I have colon, annotated bibliography, and then here I put number 1 because this is the first installment. So for your first installment, you'll say annotated bibliography 1, and then for your second AnBib installment, you'll say annotated bibliography 2. And you could title it the same if you want. So I color-coded this just to show the distinction between the 4 components. You don't need to color code it. I only did that just for reference, just so you can visually see the distinction. So the first component, I have my bibliographic information for this particular source, formatted according to MLA guidelines, just as it would look in a normal works cited page. Immediately following that, I have my summary paragraph. So this is a brief but detailed summary of this particular source. So I talk about what the main point of that is and how the writers support that. The next component is my assessment of the source, where I'm pointing out what the source does well, and in this case I'm acknowledging a certain limitation that the source has. And then the final component is an indication of how I plan to use this source. So I indicate how it connects to some of the other sources I might include in this project, and how I plan to use it. So all of this right here, the 3 paragraphs, the 3 little paragraphs here, all of that should be approximately 250 words in length. Okay, and again, that's just to make sure that we're doing a thorough enough job. So again, that means you need to actually read the sources, and you need to break them down to make sure that you're able to accurately summarize them and point out or assess the source, and then to also have a good indication of how you plan to use it or how it connects to some of the other sources you may have found. Okay, so all of that is an example of one entry. Okay.